Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's new moon readings and also your moon month energy update. A moon month always begins with a new moon and hence our new moon readings. And so in a moment I'm going to run through in this video all of the different phases of the moon, talk to you about the kind of energy that you can expect, and then I will move on to the readings. Now, if you just want to go straight to the readings, if in the thumbnail you saw a card or a rune or a charm that was really singing to you and you just want to dive straight into the readings and miss this bit at the beginning, the timestamps are below so you can access them really, really easily. But I know many of you really find this energy update helpful, and this is a really powerful month. June is not without its intensity. There's a hell of a lot of astrology going on, a lot of planetary alignments. It's not without positivity. I actually think we might be seeing a bit of revisiting of some things, actually. Stuff coming back up that we need to attend to. Now, this new moon literally is happening just after Saturn moves into Aries, crossing that the Earth's axis, moving from that anaretic degree in Pisces, where there's been a lot of quite tough stuff going on, into that 0 degrees of Aries, bringing empowerment and change. And do you know, I would really, really love us to try and think about Saturn through perhaps a reasonably positive lens. Okay, now, because I think this new moon is very tied into this energy of Saturn shifting into 0 degrees of Aries. And Saturn moving into 0 degrees of Aries, this is about self-mastery, self-empowerment. Aries is very much about, you know, the I am and I can do. And if we combine this with a new moon, and it's a super new moon in Gemini, so we're really engaging with the power of our mind. If we can sort of engage with these energies, I think this new moon is an amazing opportunity to hold the very best of the Saturn energy. You know, Saturn does bring some real tough life lessons. So many of us sort of dread the Saturn returns of our lives. And I've been noticing in the comments, there's a few of you saying, oh, it's my Saturn return. I'm really, really, you know, not sure about this or anxious about it, really worrying about it. Now, think about Saturn as bringing a positivity. Saturn energy can help us to build, literally, and to rebuild. So at a time when globally all of humanity in many ways is being challenged, the Saturn shift into Aries and aligning with Neptune gives us an opportunity to really restructure our lives, particularly from a spiritual perspective, to integrate spirituality into the very bedrock and foundation of who we are, individually and as a collective. Saturn gives us the power of perseverance, the ability to get to the finish line, the ability to connect our spiritual values and integrate them into the real stuff of our lives. So this is a phenomenal new moon in terms of the wishes and intentions that we set, because we can sort of expect to be given real practical help from Saturn to make our manifestations real and possible, and to give us the perseverance to see things through, to really make stuff happen. You know, manifestation isn't just putting a wish into the universe and assuming you can sit back and it'll land on your lap. We kind of have to do the work as well. Saturn shows us what the work is, but also supports us in kind of making it happen and getting through to the finish line. So I think there can be a lot of positivity in the energy and essence of this new moon that we can harness. And that's what we're going to be asking about in the readings today. We're literally going to be asking practical, pragmatic advice. Guidance on how you can make your wishes and your intentions come true. So we're going to be asking very, very specific guidance. But before we do that, let me run through the energy of the month. And you might want to grab a pen or a paper and, make some notes. I will put the times into, literally the timings of the moon phases, the dates as well, into the description box, as well as the timestamps for the readings. Now, what this means is if you have a wobble somewhere through the month, or you're thinking, "Whoa, the energy is really strong today," or "What's going on?" you can come back to this. You can come back to this video. Click on that timestamp that is connected to the date that you're sitting in, and find out what is going on with the energy at that moment in time. And you'll also then know that it's going to pass, and you'll know what's coming, and hopefully you'll know how best to utilize the energy. And that's why I do these energy updates. It's really to help you to understand the astrological energy that's coming in, but particularly in the way that it's channeled through our beautiful moon. Because our beautiful moon is our satellite. And like any satellite, she receives information and she sends it back out again. So she is connecting in as she journeys around our beautiful Mother Earth. She is gathering information. She's tuning in with the astrology. Sometimes her energy will add power and a bit more oomph to what's going on. And that can feel amazing, or it can feel a little bit, it can add to the wobble if you're having a bit of a wobble. On the other hand, she can also soften the energy, and she can help you to know how to harness it and direct it. So in your manifestations, you are really working in alignment with the incoming astrology to your absolute best. I mean, in many ways, I see our beautiful grandmother moon as a teacher, a guide, a mentor. That's a better word, actually, a mentor for us, literally day by day. She will tune in with the energy that she passes, and as I said, she'll add her influence. And if we understand how to work with the moon, we can really, really, really connect in with the astrology in the best way possible for us, depending on what is going on in the unique circumstances of our individual lives. So, beautiful souls, my apologies, I've dived straight into all of this. Welcome everybody. Welcome if you are new to the channel. Welcome if you're returning. Thank you all of you for your love and support. You'll hear my voice is getting so much better, but it is still slightly croaky. I went away, I was working on energy lines down in Cornwall, which is the very west, literally I was on the very, very furthest western point of the UK. And while I was there, I caught a cold, lost my voice. It sort of became a bit of a silent retreat for me, which was quite interesting and probably very relevant, actually, to just be in that space of energy. But it has lingered, I think, partly because I wasn't able to stop. I had a busy schedule, but wow. Some of the experiences I had there were absolutely remarkable. I'll be integrating, some of these sort of working on the land experiences into level 2 of my tarot course. And thank you all of you who've been signing up for that course whilst it's still in production. It is so exciting to be working with you, sharing how to read the cards with you, and walking your tarot journey with you as well. I'll put a link to that below for anyone that's interested. We've set up a web page, which gives you a lot of information about the course, how it's working, the purpose. The course has its own mission. It's really about getting a whole worldwide network of readers who work with, through an ethical framework, actually. This sort of goes back to my counselling background. Anyway, enough of this. Let's dive into the moon month and look at the incoming energy for the different moon phases. We'll start with the new moon, which is a super new moon, so that's going to add even more weight to the energy of the day. This is a super new moon in Gemini. So we have the super new moon on May the 26th or 27th in Gemini. The date will depend, and indeed the time will depend on where you are on our beautiful planet Earth. I'll bring up the timings in just a moment, and I'll also explain why the timings are important and valuable and connected to your new moon wishes and intentions. Now, this super new moon in Gemini, it really brings a kind of heightened awareness of the power of your mind, with an opportunity to turbocharge your new moon wishes and intentions. There's quite a refreshing undertone of planetary alignments that are bringing positivity. And given that Saturn, as I was just saying, has moved into Aries, and this is such a significant turning point in the evolutionary growth of humanity. This is one of the biggest astrological events, literally, of our lives. And, Saturn is also collaborating with Neptune, the energy of new beginnings in real terms is really, really present. Now, the lunar connections are also primed for rebirth and transformation. So honestly, the best way to use this energy is to be really, really focused. Hold a really clear mind on what you want to manifest and where you want to be heading, and in real terms, because this is a day to sow seeds of new beginnings, and literally with that clarity of mind, trust that the universe will then back your growth 100%. So really hold a clear focus. Now, let me just touch base as I bring up those timings onto the screen for you. Let me touch base on why we set wishes and intentions. Now, because the new moon is primed, the energy for new beginnings, it's kind of loaded with energetically an opportunity to sow seeds. The new moon means that the moon and the sun are sitting together. So it's like a sacred marriage. It's like a point of conception. It's when the divine masculine and the divine feminine come together. And this is why it is so primed energetically for new beginnings. And we get a wonderful new moon every month. Now, the timings are important. I've brought them up on the screen for you, so you should be able to work out approximately what those timings are depending on where you are on our beautiful planet. When you set your wishes and your intentions, personally I set 10 of each, you want to set them from that point of conception and for the 8 hours afterwards, because that's when the energy is strongest. If you set your wishes and intentions before the point of conception, I suppose it's a bit like literally if you were wanting to conceive, you can't conceive in foreplay. You kind of need to conceive when you actually come together. It's the point where the masculine and the feminine meet. That's the point of conception. So that's what you want to tune into, and that's why we use these timings. And the reason we do wishes and intentions is because a wish comes from the heart. It connects to the divine feminine. It's a desire. It could be a yearning. The intention is what you intend to do about it. You're asking for support in practical terms. That's the divine masculine. It's the more goal-driven element of the energy. So by setting wishes and intentions, you tune into the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It's like you make your wish and then you commit to it. I intend to. So you're really harnessing the absolute best of the energy by setting both. So I hope this makes some sense to you. Let's now move on to the next moon phase. Once we have got through the new moon, we move to the waxing crescent moon phase, where the moon starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger until she reaches her first quarter point. Let's move on and have a look at that. So the waxing crescent moon phase will run from May the 28th through to June the 2nd. The moon will pass through Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and into Virgo. Now, following this new moon of such profound possibilities, because it really is loaded with potential, this moon phase begins with a bit of a reality check. Now, that can be quite helpful given the Saturn energy. We're wanting to know what we can actually practically do to move things forwards. So we're asking, and the moon energy is asking, what is actually involved to make your goals and your intentions real? Now, with such a powerful transformational restructure going on globally in the overall astrodynamics of the world, things may feel a little bit uncertain. In fact, there's a lot of uncertainty around us energetically. So be gentle with yourself during this moon phase. And rather than trying to push forwards, even though you've set really clear intentions and really clear wishes, as this period progresses, the energy suggests the potential for a surge of desire to help you to see beyond previous limitations. And this is going to align with the energy of Saturn moving into Aries. So there may be some cleansing and healing needed, but as we move into June, the energy is suggesting the potential to really break free of old habits and limiting structures, and to process and properly work through any blocks, and to find resolutions. So I think finding the balance of kind of listening to the energy and being responsive to it without trying to push forwards from a sort of a goal-driven way is going to be the very best way to handle this energy. And if something comes in that is clearly not serving you anymore, it's being shown to you so that you can move beyond it. Look for answers and solutions. I'll be doing a lot of readings through this month that are focused on what is needed to assist us in literally practically moving through and beyond any previous limitations and making our manifestations real. So do check in on the channel, and don't forget to subscribe, press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading as soon as I upload them. The shorts will also be focusing on guidance as well. I do a lot of shorts with daily guidance and tune in with Archangel Michael for a lot of those shorts, which is often really helpful as we are navigating these kinds of shifts and changes. Now let's move on then to the first quarter moon position, which has a different energy altogether. So the first quarter moon is on June the 3rd and the moon is in Virgo. As always, when the moon reaches her first quarter moon position, the energy will invite you to get still, take stock and notice what is going on around you. And the lunar influence today suggests that whatever you observe, it will have the potential to expand and escalate during the coming moon phase, which is the waxing gibbous moon phase. So the lunar collaborations also suggest the possibility of revisiting things. So something may reappear or even resurface. And even if you thought that you'd sorted it out and laid it to rest, if it's coming back up again, be the observer and pay attention to the details. The Virgo energy will help you to see very clearly and with detail what you need to do in order to move this forwards. I want to say, if you have a raging inner critic and your mind can dive into too much detail, or you can get a little bit tangled in perfectionism, try to turn your inner critic into an inner critique and take a very conscious approach of constructive evaluation, because this is what the first quarter moon is about. It is about evaluating, and circumstances show up that let us know what we need to see in order to evaluate and then progress. So it's a really good day to get still and be the observer of your own experience. In the next moon phase, where the energy of the moon is really building, she's getting bigger and bigger and bigger as she moves towards her full position. The energy is primed for, well, there's a lot of energy that we can use to move things forward. So be an observer of your own experience on this first quarter moon. And then actually you can really get still and, as I say, get really, really good at seeing what you need to do to be an active participant in moving things forward. And as I said, it's got a flavour of stuff resurfacing. So if stuff resurfaces, don't be fazed by it. It's resurfacing so that you can do something with this. So let's have a look at the next moon phase. So the waxing gibbous moon phase runs from June the 4th to the 10th, and the moon passes through Virgo, Libra, Scorpio and into Sagittarius as well. Now, initially, the flavour of the first quarter moon is still around. There's a flavour of revisiting and review. So that, there's purpose to this, with hindsight you can make informed choices in the present time. This is actually then followed by a lovely period of expansion with the potential to find higher-minded and yet also practical solutions, suggesting that with the right attitude, and if you listened at the first quarter, you will be able to approach any obstacles, whether they are inner or outer, and you can overcome them. Now, the middle part of this moon time actually feels balanced, which is lovely, suggesting that open conversations are going to win the day. So there's an energy where we can heal things and deepen and strengthen relationships at the same time. What I will say is the one thing to be conscious of is that at the end of this period, the energy does intensify, and it is actually quite emotionally heightened. Now, this often happens just before a full moon, so be very conscious of this. And if you're finding that your emotions are, I don't know about whether buttons are pressed or you're just feeling more emotional, full stop, if needed, just step down. As we build just before the full moon, give yourself space to chill and use the time to try and reflect and listen to your emotions rather than react. This is a time when, if you're able to do that, really drop into stillness, I think this will, you're going to feel better about it. It's sort of one of those moments where if somebody says something and you're feeling a bit tetchy or a bit emotional, you could sort of lash out or say something that afterwards you might regret. So get into that space of stillness. Do your utmost to be chilled. And even if you're feeling emotional, listen to your emotions and be kind to yourself. Take time out so that you don't put yourself in any reactive situations. And I think you'll then come through this in a really, really good way. But overall, there's a lot of positivity where in real terms, we can do something with this energy. So it's quite an interesting moon phase. Let's move on and look at the full moon. And our full moon is on June the 11th at 20 degrees 39 in Sagittarius. Now, a full moon will always illuminate what we need to see in order to move forwards. It's also a very good time actually to do ceremonies of release and letting go, because emotions can come to the surface and then we can release them. Now, today may well bring heightened emotions. That's part of the full moon. But overall, this moon also brings a really nice dose of positivity with the potential to initiate expansive communications that can highlight new potentials. So really watch out for this. Now, the day is not without tension, but there is also a higher vibration and a spiritual purpose. And this is to show you exactly what you need to see and to do in order to establish direction and show you a vision of your future. So the energetics today can be harnessed in a really positive way. Look out for and anticipate conversations that can really open doorways for you, or get you to think about something or see something differently, or that literally show you the way. Now, try not to idealise possibilities, and also try not to feel overwhelmed by the profound nature of the current transitions that are taking place globally. If you can do that and really remain open to possibility, I think this day will serve as a really good anchor point so that new structures and new opportunities can then begin to emerge. Now, we do also have a void of course period between the 11th of June and the 12th of June, when the moon then moves from Sagittarius into Capricorn. This is about 6 hours long. Now, a void of course period is when the moon is literally moving from one sign to another and there is a space in between. Overall, there aren't that many large void of course periods during this moon month, but this is one of them. It's about 6 hours long. Be conscious of it as we move from the 11th to the 12th, because sometimes a void of course period can leave you feeling almost, it can give you a sense of freedom. But it can also leave you feeling a little bit out at sea if there's a lot going on. So be thoughtful of this. Let me just also bring up the moon times for you. Now, the value of knowing the exact time of a full moon is so that you can, firstly, I'd say if you're feeling very emotional, it'll tell you when that energy is most likely to sort of ease. There'll be like a tipping point, a point where things are going to sort of move on and start to level out. And also, if you are working with any ceremony around the full moon, particularly ceremonies of release, this is the point when you can sort of do the release. You can do the build up to it and then the breathing out and the letting go. So it's valuable to know about these timings. Let's now move on and look at the next moon phase. Now, this is what we call the disseminating or the waning gibbous moon. This is from June the 12th to the 17th, and the moon will finish travelling through Sagittarius, move into Capricorn with that void of course moon between, and then into Aquarius and Pisces. Now, the overall energetics of this moon phase are actually strong, to put it mildly. So this is the point when I think things could feel very, very tense and also intense, and at times also a bit unpredictable. So we may see some sudden twists and turns along the way during this moon phase. It doesn't mean that progress won't happen. Indeed, the higher purpose of the overall energy is actually to shake things up and wake us up. Now, the diminishing flow of the moon's influence may actually act as a sort of a steadying factor, supporting an underlying sense of a sort of a desire to move things forwards. But hopefully, it's a bit like almost if you're riding a bike, it might put some stabilizers on it. This is a time of massive astrological happenings. We know this. And these connections are not going away fast. So we may actually, during this moon phase, see some significant global events taking place as well, and also some significant and interesting shifts and transitions within the immediacy of our own lives. This is a particularly intense moon phase, so I think things may move forwards. For some of us, they may move forward suddenly and quickly and erratically. The moon is going to help us with this energy because she is bringing a more stable energy. So just try to remain grounded, try to engage with the energy and that essence of wanting to move things forwards, but also try to remain steady in response to any sudden twists and turns. Let's look at the last quarter moon. Now, the last quarter moon is on June the 18th, and the moon will be in Pisces. Again, the dynamics today overall are very, very strong. However, our beautiful moon links in with an energy of kind of karmic transformation, and there's a real sense of destiny to the overall flavour of the day today. And this is in spiritual Pisces, so this is interesting. Now, the last quarter moon always invites personal reflection. It's a moon that asks us to step up and walk our talk. So, these are the kind of questions to ask today. Are your thoughts, your words, and your actions congruent with everything that you wish to see in the world? And this looks to be a day where channels of spiritual communication are going to be wide open. So seize the moment. On a personal level, the energetics today could bring some really significant insights and revelations that arrive to enhance your calling and your purpose, and to bring you windows of opportunity and greater agency and personal empowerment. But it's very much about internal reflection. So the stuff that happens today and what's going on in the world could actually fuel things that impact on you in terms of your own perspectives and your own, the internal workings of you and the immediacy of how you respond to things. So, if you have any opportunity truly in your world to sort of dictate your timetable, really, really do your utmost to take some time for review and reflection today. And if your world is monumentally busy, try to at least take some small stillness breaks as you navigate the day. Let's now look at the final moon phase of this moon month. Now, this moon phase actually embodies the energetic shift of the solstices. So in the northern hemisphere, that's the summer solstice. In the southern hemisphere, it's the winter solstice. But this is a natural turning point in the Earth's calendar. And it often highlights evaluation. So we're back to this theme of evaluation, review, being shown what we need to see in order to use that higher vibration of the Saturn energy to literally know what we need to do in practical terms to bring about real and real structure, the rebuilding of our manifestations, or indeed the building of new manifestations. Now, During this moon phase, the overall astrodynamics do indicate this kind of element of review. So circumstances and situations may well show up, and this could be globally and personally, that are calling us to really evaluate. The higher purpose, as I've said, of these overall planetary alignments is to bring opportunity to integrate spiritual values into the structure of everyday life. And at the point of the solstice, we have a massive surge of energy that promotes healing and rebirth, with a dynamic forward motion as well. So this may well push something forwards. So you may find things show up that require you not only to review, but also to take action. This is then followed by another surge of very transformational energy, which is very helpful if we're going to harness this and actually, take very conscious actions on the basis of our own personal review and evaluation. And then at the end of this moon phase, we see the potential for, I would say, quite strong communications to emerge. So I would say be very mindful of the strength of the overall energetics at this time, and particularly towards the end of this moon phase, be very conscious of the potential for strong conversations and strong communications. This could be very favourable for us if things need to be brought out into the open and you need to hold your ground. But it could also feel like, again, it could provoke some reactive behaviour. So be prepared to step down. Be prepared to press the pause button, get still, and really, again, that energy of review, contemplate what you want to say before you say it. Now, during this moon phase, we also have what I can honestly say is one of the longest void of course periods I have ever come across. And I actually went onto several sites to check and double check that this was in fact correct. But having looked at several different sites to check the timings, it does appear to be so. Now, this is when the moon moves from Gemini into Cancer. And literally from the 23rd of June at 8:25 to the 25th of June at 03:44, we have, it's like 43 hours. I mean, I genuinely, I really did go back, check, double check again. But from looking at several sites, this does appear to be the case. This is huge, absolutely huge. So be very conscious of this, especially because this aligns with the end of this moon phase where there is the potential for strong communications. So if stuff arrives and you're feeling a bit out at sea, just try to anchor yourself. Get still. On the other hand, if you are needing the freedom to be able to have a voice, stand your ground, say something that is direct and clear with strength, I think the energy will support you 100%. These kind of energies are what they are. It's kind of what's going on in the personal uniqueness of our lives, along with our awareness of the energy, so we can actually use it. This is kind of what this is really about. Depending on your personal circumstances, you can always work out how best to respond to the energy if you know what's happening and when it's happening. So, beautiful souls. We then move on to the next new moon, and I will talk about this when we get there. This will be on June the 25th, so tied into that big void of course period. And this next new moon will be in Cancer. This begins the next new moon month. So right now, thank you for joining me for the energy update. I hope this is really, really helpful to you. And I'm now going to move on and we will look at the cards for the readings. And we're going to ask very specifically for practical, pragmatic advice and guidance for you for this moon month and connected to your new moon wishes and desires, so we can really get some help and assistance for you to know what to do, how to do it and when to do it. So I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome if you have just come straight into this video and are checking out the cards to choose your reading, and welcome if you have followed on from the Moon Energy Update. I hope that has been really useful and valuable for you. So we have 3 beautiful cards to choose from. As always, the cards that I'm using, I'll put them in the description box below and in a comment. And I'm now going to draw some runes and charms as well. And we are asking in a really practical, pragmatic way, we are asking for support and guidance and help for you to know what exactly you need to do to move your manifestations forwards. How can the universe support you? How can the planetary energy support you? What do you need to do? Real practical advice and guidance. Let's see what shows up. So let me show you the cards first of all. So pile 1, we have Fall, Fail, Fly. This is the card for pile 1. Pile 2, we have Fly with the Wings of Worthiness. Interesting, we've got flying coming in twice. Very interesting. So that is pile 2. If you find yourself drawn to more than one, just trust your instinct and go with it. And then pile 3, we have Seek the Truest Self. That is for pile 3. Okay. In fact, card number 3 for pile 3. Okay, let's put those counters out so I can put the charms on them for you, so you can see them, or they'll be a little bit more focused for you. And let's draw a rune and a charm for each of these piles for you. Okay, so for pile 1, ooh, that's come straight to me. You have the rune of Flow, Lagos. And your charm. Ooh. You have an octopus. Okay, so that is for pile 1. For pile 2, you have the rune of Jira, Harvest. Okay, and your charm is, you have an owl sitting on a branch. That is for pile 2. And for pile 3, ooh, again, so the runes are coming through straight away. You have Gibbous. This is the rune of partnership, or sometimes it's known as the rune of a gift. Okay. So we have, there you are. Your charm came straight out. You have a fox. Beautiful. Okay, so those are the runes, the charms, the cards to guide you into whichever reading is right for you. These are new moon readings, and we are going to get as much information as possible to find out how you can move your new moon wishes and intentions forwards, your manifestations, what you can do if you need to do anything, as much guidance and information to really help you to harness the energy of the coming moon month and really, really create empowered change in whatever area of your life is right for you. So, beautiful souls, I'm going to leave the video running for just a little bit longer. take your time, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. I am going to draw your oracle cards. 2 from this pack, I think. And then we are going to draw from the Akashic Tarot first, I think, today. 2 from this pack. Okay. This is a really interesting card that we've drawn here for you. The Fall, Fail, Fly. This is so in alignment, like so in alignment with the energy of, literally the energy of the astrology for this moon month. Very much about reviewing and seeing, from that review, moving forwards, but kind of like moving forwards from a position of experience. It's not failing and feeling like you're learning from a mistake as such. It's kind of like it connects to this saying where you have to break a lot of eggs to make an omelette. So there's something about just going for it, but also checking in along the way. I'm very, very interested to see what this is going to say for you. Look at that. You move forwards from a position of wisdom. Protect your dreams. How interesting. This card says, have you ever been told you're wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with a challenge. You are the guardian of your precious dreams and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. Now this is a very interesting card to get because this is really about your wishes and your intentions. We then have change your tune and Dark Side of the Moon Mystery. Okay, what else do we have here? So you have the Scribe in reverse. You have Clearing the Way in reverse. You have the Architect, the Ace of Keys. You have the Oracle of Delphi. Delphi. We have the chess game also in reverse. I'm thrilled that's in reverse. That's really good. We then have the Light of the World. I wonder if I can move the camera out. Bear with me. I'm going to move this around just to get your cards into view. There, hopefully you can see everything in view here. This is really fascinating, my pile 1. Now we're asking for really practical advice about how you move something forwards. Your reading is suggesting, I kind of want to say slowly, something is being cleared out of the way. Or even someone might even be in the way with the chess game. I love the way the Oracle of Delphi looks. She's like handing you something here. Very interesting. We have the same figure here in the Light of the World and the Oracle of Delphi. Can you see the Scribe is standing behind the Oracle of Delphi? And here is the Scribe, exactly the same man, knocking on your door. Something is being cleared out of the way. Or someone is being cleared out of the way. Now, with the Fall, Fail, Fly, this is giving you the thumbs up to move ahead with something. And with the clearing the way being in reverse, it means the way is being cleared for you. I think the next step for you is planning and learning. I don't think it's full speed ahead. Lagos, the rune of flow, speaks about the ebb and flow of emotions, the ebb and flow of careers, the ebb and flow of life and projects. And I feel that there is something that is, this will be about one of your wishes. or indeed your intentions. And you see, I somehow feel it needs to be arrived at differently. We've got a really fascinating kind of like paradox here. There's a learning from something, and from that wisdom you can approach it differently or do it differently, or it's like imbalance. I mean, look at this as well. To have the Queen of Forces show up in a reading that is about a new moon, when the moon and the sun come together, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. What I think this card is telling us, my lovely Pearl One, is that the way forward for starters is this interesting mix of both intuition and also practical action. It's kind of both. You know, it's kind of like doing something and then evaluating. Like for example, if you were painting a painting, you know, and you have an idea of what you want it to look like, and it's going to be magnificent. So you get started, but then an artist will stand back and they will review, they'll look at it. And I feel this is about that there's a process of literally lying back and looking at it, stepping away, and then you can tweak what you're doing. You can sort of approach it with add a different colour to your palette, or that there is something here of a process to go through. And I don't think it can be hurried here. Somehow it's like trying different approaches or learning different skills along the way. For some of you, because we have the chess game in reverse, I mean, again, I was thrilled to see this was in reverse, because in the upright position it suggests a bit of game playing and manipulation, and in reverse it would again suggest the way is being cleared, as I said, or even someone is being cleared. In some ways, I wonder if you need to kind of surrender to the process of almost to like not knowing. And the dark side of the moon, I mean, it can indicate exactly that you have to sort of surrender to the not knowing. It can sometimes indicate that somebody is pulling the wool over your eyes. In which case, you know, with the chess game, has there been something underhanded, or have you been trying to approach something in a way that hasn't been upfront? On the other hand, protect your dreams asks you not to launch something too quickly. Like, look after your dreams. Don't run before you can walk. You know, don't launch it until it's absolutely, you know, until you're ready. Don't present it to someone until you're ready. Then there's something here about, it's not even like slow and steady wins the race. It's to do with the way in which you plan and you then execute, and that you're guided. With the light of the world, it does tell you that, you know, Source Spirit is going to be knocking on your door to guide you. An opportunity will arrive. And it's interesting that it's knocking on your door. So you haven't got to go and find it. I think there is a next step for you. And I don't think you have to reach out for that next step. What I think you've got to do is prepare for it. That's what I'm seeing here. It's kind of like, I mean, let's say hypothetically, let's use an example to capture the energy. If you were a poet and you have been writing some poems, and you you feel that you are at a point where you want to reach out to a publisher with your poems, or you're an artist and you want to reach out to a gallery with some of your work, and you're thinking, I think I'll send this particular piece of work. This is the one I'm going to submit. This reading would be saying, actually hold back and collate a set of poems and collate a set of paintings. And then, I don't think you even have to reach out. I think the way is being cleared and an opportunity will then knock on your door. So I feel you don't, I think this is involving a change of approach. Change your tune is exactly that. You have to crack lots of eggs to make an omelette. There's things to be done first before you move forwards. And it's very, very interesting. This is so aligned with the energy of the coming moon month, which is all about review and evaluation, and yet simultaneously moving forwards. Actually, with some very unexpected pockets of energy where unexpected things can happen. I wonder what is going to knock on your door. This is like planning, putting together. Like putting together a proposal for your book of poetry, or your book, or your collection of paintings, or whatever it could be. Putting together a proposal. That's your work. Do the preparation, be the architect, plan, pull it all together, because then when the opportunity knocks on your door, because the way is being cleared for you, when it knocks, you'll be ready for it. The Queen of Forces is so empowered, she's balanced, she's poised, ready to take action. And the reason I think we have the dark side of the moon, it isn't because, I don't think it is that someone's pulling the wool over your eyes. I think in this reading, what this is telling us is, with the dark side of the moon, it's because right now, at the time you find this reading, this opportunity hasn't been revealed to you yet. And I think it's going to knock on your door. What's important is that you're prepared for it, however it knocks. You know, there could be, let's say you are putting together a proposal of your poem collection, and then suddenly, completely randomly, you know, you could be travelling on a train and you see an advert or something pops up and it's asking for submissions for books of poetry, but you know, there could be timing involved here. And so actually, somehow, suddenly, you know, the submissions have to be in 2 days. But actually, that's cool because you're ready. You've already put together a proposal. All you need to do is to tweak it so that it fits what's being asked, if at all, because maybe that what's being asked is perfect. So I think the reading here for you is saying to you, there is something you don't yet know, something you don't yet know about, and it will be an opportunity that will lead you to the wish, to the thing or whatever it is, the something, the circumstance that you are wanting to manifest, and you are to be shown the way, absolutely, with the Oracle of Delphi sitting right in the middle. You don't have to manipulate or maneuver this in any way, shape or form. You simply need to plan so that when that happens, you're ready. And it may be as well, if you're thinking, well, I've already put together my package of poems. Go back and look at them again. Go back and look at them again with hindsight, with wisdom, with awareness. Go back and review and evaluate because there may be something that you do differently. Perhaps the order of poems needs to be reviewed, or maybe you need to add an additional poem or take one out. You know, there will be something that needs to be and will benefit from being reviewed here. So review something, and from that review you will then know absolutely how to move forwards to manifest this dream. I'm going to read to you, I think, actually, from this beautiful book, Fall, Fail, Fly. There we go. Yeah, Fall, Fail, Fly. A great sage once said, you have to break a few eggs, here we go, not lots, you have to break a few eggs if you want to make an omelette. Now is the time for reinvention. Dare to fail, to fall, to get up again. If you want to achieve or create something new, you must be willing to embrace failure as a muse. And interesting, the scribe is in reverse. Okay, breaking relationship, dream or project points you back to reinvention. Investigate, stay open, perform a review and take accountability for what led to this moment of entropy. Don't waste a single moment on regret or shame. That only slows down your regeneration. Failure and creation are mated for life. Wonderful, I love that. Failure and creation are mated for life. Rebuild with confidence. This time, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience or wisdom. So, this is very interesting, especially given the astrology, which is absolutely perfectly placed to help us to build the new, or to build something in a new way. The architect is a grand design. There is something that you need to, or if something has broken down, if there is something that you wanted or you thought it was going to work for you and it has broken down, my beautiful pile one, go back and reinvent. Don't be daunted by this. Do not let it lose you your confidence. Go back and look at this through the lens of wisdom and experience, because this is going to, wisdom and learning from this is going to help you to get this right. There's something that you need to tweak or change or adjust. Whatever it is that is your magnificent grand design, your magnificent wish, something needs to be changed. And this is inviting you to go back and do it. If you have any old vision boards and you still have them, they're still up on your wall, but there may be things on that vision board that have now changed. Perhaps there are things that through your own learning, you now know that you wish for something different, or you need to be more specific about something. How about creating a new vision board? Some things on your old vision board will still be there, but there'll be other things that are new. I think this is an amazing energy to really get to it, and with confidence and passion and desire. Don't be afraid to create the vision board of your dreams. Don't be afraid to make it happen, to really be bold about what you desire, and don't be afraid to tweak it. I think, my lovely pile one, I'm going to draw just a few more cards to see if anything else is coming through for you. Can we ask if there is anything else that my beautiful pile one need to hear? Anything else that will be helpful? Look at that flying out for you. You have the Empress. I'm seeing this and these two. First of all, look at the way that flew out. So nurture your dreams. Nurture this along. Again, it's not about slow and steady wins the race. It's about adaptability, about your capacity to boldly have a go. And then if it doesn't work, do it differently. If you were a chef and you were experimenting and you have this idea for this amazing recipe, well, try it and see. And if it doesn't quite work, or even if it did work, try a different variation, because it might be even better. Put together that book of recipes, and then an opportunity will knock on your door. Now we have the Six of Swords, which has an energy of what I would call the bumps in the road when you are navigating something. You can see where you want to go. You know what you want to manifest. You know what the wish is. Commit. We've got the Hierophant. Commit to the pathway ahead, but expect some choppy waters, a few bumps in the road along the way. Keep going. You are going to be guided. We have the Hermit, and look at this. You have the lottery win of the tarot. You have the Ten of Pentacles. You will get the success you desire. Absolutely get the success you desire. But everything here is saying it is absolutely keep going. Don't be afraid to fall. But every time, this is all about adjustment and receptivity and responsiveness. So you're moving forwards, but you're also listening to everything that happens along the way and using everything that happens along the way as incredibly good information to assist you in getting to recognizing that everything that happens is guidance. And from that, literally, don't be afraid to start a new vision board and then even adjust it as you navigate the month. Because the opportunity you desire will come knocking on your door. But I think clarity is required. And so there's something about really, really, really being open and flexible as your process of manifestation unfolds. I'm really excited for you because I feel this carries like a message of really significant empowerment. I mean, really, really. So absolutely, it's got a very upbeat energy. Like you can do this, you can make this happen. But there's work involved, and it's not about ploughing ahead. It's about seeing along the way, learning, adjusting. Well, I think it's exciting. I really, really do. Pile 1, this is your reading. Thank you so, so much for being here. If you want to make sure that you never miss a reading, don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon. If you are interested in any of the cards, they're below. If do please like, share, obviously subscribe as well. All of these things help the channel. Thank you all of you who give back through the super thanks in the comments, and those of you who've been donating, and those of you who have been actually signing up to my tarot course. It's amazing to have you on board and be connecting with you. Looking forward at the time of these readings, you might be tuning into these a little bit later in the month, but at the time of these readings, looking forward to seeing you in our community reading event tomorrow morning, which is exciting. And so I'll put links to anything and everything, and I'm also going to put links to the Saturn into Aries set of readings that I've done as well, because it's so big. Saturn moving into Aries, aligning with Neptune. This is a once in a lifetime happening. So this is huge. This is a huge time. And wow, this is an amazing read. So pile 1, tons and tons of love. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Let us see what is being shown. We're asking for real practical advice about ultimately how to move forwards, how to make your dreams come true, and how to manifest your dreams. Let's see what is being shown for you. We're drawing oracle cards, and I'm also going to use the Akashic Tarot as well. I am seeing this one, this one, this one, this one here. There are 2 there. I think we will just go back and see again. There are our 3 cards. Lovely. Right, let's see what we have here. We have follow the moon and watch for signs. Well, You couldn't have chosen a better video to draw that one in. And Dark Side of the Moon Mystery. This came out in pile 1. So my lovely pile 2s, if you were drawn to pile 1, I would highly recommend you check out that reading. Now we also have Believe in Magic. Do you know Protect Your Dreams also came out in pile 1? This is so interesting. However, this is a slightly different energy. Well, it is a different energy. We have the Akashic Library showing up for you. Yeah, we have the Lookout. We have Winged Messenger. We have the Oracle of Delphi, which also came out. Also came out in pile 1. We have the Waterfall. We have the Queen of Roses. I feel we have room for another card here. Okay. Right. Something is departing. Now, Fly the Wings of Worthiness is about love, self-love, self-worthiness. This card is literally saying you deserve to have whatever this wish is. Yeah, you deserve this. And I think Protect Your Dreams in this reading is actually saying your dreams are protected. With Believe in Magic and the Akashic Library, your dream has been written ahead of time. It will emerge. Look at the butterfly coming here. Watch for the moon. Follow the moon. Look at the full moon here. Okay. I think that it may be, this is a new moon reading. By the time you get to the full moon, you may actually find that something is illuminated for you with the Oracle of Delphi as well. A sign is gifted to you at the full moon that can move this forwards quite quickly. This is all about how you feel about this wish, whether you believe it will ever come to you, whether you believe you can have it, whether you deep down feel worthy or you don't, or events haven't yet happened, so you've questioned whether it will. I think that it's quite likely to be at the time of the full moon, a messenger arrives that brings you a sign, and it confirms, it moves something forwards, and it confirms that I feel like, well, let's find out. I feel like I need another card for your story here. We will draw some more from another pack too. We have Balance, 7 of Forces, and it came out in reverse. Look at that, a contract. We have a contract here. And even the back of this chair is like a wheel, like the wheel of fortune. And we have Balance coming in here. We have Balance. Okay. So I feel that maybe firstly, perhaps the very first thing to really do, because that's what we're asking, what can you do to manifest your dreams, your wishes? I kind of feel like you need to rewrite some aspect of your story, your personal expectations, like the contract that you made with the Akashic Library and the Lookout. I mean, this is like, I almost feel like this is asking you to burn some bridges, to let go of some stuff, to allow yourself to be guided. It's like to believe. It's like you need to see something differently, I feel. And the dark side of the moon is a card where sometimes something hasn't yet been revealed to you. Watch for the signs. Some of your cards are definitely suggesting like a breakdown of something, or someone leaving, or some disharmony, or some imbalance. And I'm very, very sorry if that is how you're feeling. But Jira, the rune of harvest, is asking you to, well, it's saying the harvest can be brought in. So, yeah, how are you going to bring in that harvest? What can you do? This is like, literally like rewriting some kind of contract or some kind of belief system, I think. I think I will draw some more cards for you. Yeah, let's get more information for you, pile 2. What do you need to... There's a big wad of cards coming out. Okay, so you have the 5 of Pentacles. You have the King of Swords. You have the 2 of Swords. And then you have the 5 of Cups. Right. Okay. I feel like there is some kind of belief going on here. It may even be someone has, I don't know, said something or done something, or maybe it goes back to childhood, I don't know, but there's something about you feeling excluded. There's an issue here around you feeling excluded, or feeling as if you're pushed out, or, you know, that, and maybe you have had disappointments that have reinforced that view. There's something here about really shifting your perspective. I have a lovely book that I just bought, and it was called, oh gosh, bear with me, it's not here, otherwise I would literally read to you from it, but it's actually at home and not where I am, where I do my readings now. If I had it, I would read it to you, but it's called How to Hold a Cockroach. And it's a really, really lovely book about belief systems. It's beautifully illustrated, and it kind of talks about, it's about this lovely little boy. I mean, just the first 2 chapters, which each chapter is only like about 1 or 2 pages long. And the first 2 chapters, the first chapter is, you know, the little boy sees a cockroach and screams, you know, and then suddenly he finds himself thinking, gosh, he remembers the first time he saw a cockroach and his mother saw one and screamed. And then everybody he had met subsequently, whenever they saw a cockroach, they screamed. And so he realised he had come to the belief that cockroaches were bad and dangerous and all those kinds of things. And then that's chapter 1. Then chapter 2, it's a very similar thing where he looks at himself in the mirror and he doesn't like what he sees. And then he remembers a moment where I guess his mum was having a bad time or a bad day, and she said something about him, and he had then believed that and taken it on board. And then because he had withdrawn, lots and lots of people, you know, I guess events and people then stayed away from him, leaving him believing, reinforcing that belief that, you know, nobody liked him, or that he wasn't a nice person, or people didn't like what he looked like, or whatever it was. But, you know, you catch my drift, I'm sure. But this was the gist of it. It's really beautifully written. I will, if I had it here, I would actually read it to you, but I don't. I'm not at home. I might have to bring it in and keep it here so that if it comes up in a reading again, I can read it to you. It's a lovely, lovely book. I highly recommend it. But I feel like that's what we're kind of dealing with. And the practical, pragmatic thing that you need to do to manifest your dreams is to change your story, is to let go of anything that connects to a lack of self-love. It's like give yourself the wings to fly. Fly the wings of worthiness. See your true worth. See your true amazingness. Now, I also think, because we have the Oracle of Delphi, that this reading may also be suggesting, watch for the signs, that perhaps something is to be brought to you that can show you, and I'm going to say that you are not a disappointment. Now that will be relevant to some of you, not all of you. But it's what I see with the King of Swords here. Really clear mind. This is a strong mindset. And I feel with the signs and the Oracle of Delphi, something is to be brought to you to show you either that you are not a disappointment, or that you don't have to be continually disappointed. This is time to rewrite your story and reach the wish or the dream that was written in the Akashic records that is there and waiting for you. May we ask, what is the sign that's coming? Can we please be given some more information? Can we please be given more information for my beautiful pile twos? What is to be given to them? Could well be around the full moon. Maybe you need to do a full moon release ceremony. What is to be gifted? We have the Hierophant, we have the Hanged Man, we have the Eight of Swords, and we have the Knight of Cups. Ooh. We have the Seven of Swords, and we have the World. Ooh. I think someone is going to offer you something that brings this, that challenges your personal story, your personal myth, your personal belief, your personal story, whatever it is that says deep within you, my wish won't come true. Or if you kind of think that it should come true, but there is still the residue of something left over within you that is in the way of you being able to really bring it to harvest, to have it, to hold it. The Hierophant is a card of commitment, to have and to hold. I think someone comes along and it stops you in your tracks. It challenges you. It challenges you to look beyond this incredibly limited perspective that you're not worthy or you can't have. And I think, you know, they literally come forwards. I think it really does challenge this belief. I think there will be something that will happen. With the Oracle of Delphi, you'll be shown something or given something that is a really clear indication of that this is genuinely, truthfully and honestly possible. That you can complete, put down anything within you that stops you from really embracing the new story. Yeah, I think if whatever this is, whatever this lack of, let's just call it lack, whatever lack sits within you, someone comes along with something that is a really massive confirmation that demonstrates to you absolutely 100% that you just, it's not disputable. Literally. If any of you have a belief that if you have something, it will be taken away, that is coming through here. If there's something deep-seated inside of you that says, if I allow myself to have something, I'll be pushed out, it'll be taken away, or it'll go wrong. The result is connected to disappointment. But I think you are absolutely going to be gifted something that changes that perspective. Literally offered it, given it. My apologies if that was a bit loud. I just caught, but isn't that interesting? I just caught my desk literally with my knuckle. So it was almost like a knock. I knocked it, and it sounded like a. So yeah, if you're listening to this with headphones, my apologies if that was sudden, but I think that's telling us something, because it's almost like by mistake I did that. So it's like a knock. It's that something wakes you up, or something happens that shakes you out of complacency, stops you in your tracks, and it's like, whoa, like that can't be true. That can't be real. Like the realization in the book about holding the cockroach. It's like, wow, actually, this sort of recognition, gosh, that's where that started from. And, wow, that's been reinforced by this and this and this and this. But actually, that perspective might not be real at all. Maybe I need to look at this really differently, or something has just shown me something that is totally different. It's got this flavour, and this is so in alignment with the moon month energy. For those of you who have just listened to that, you will know this is a moon month of almost like a lot of opportunity to review. For some people, there will be stuff coming back in from the past or being revisited, but it is ultimately a month where there is definite review and evaluation in order to then do things differently. And the root of this is about the intent, the higher purpose is about empowerment. I think something is to happen suddenly. Now, I'm not sure, because we have the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords. I'm not sure we will be exactly shown what this is, but I do think it comes along in no uncertain terms. Indisputable is the right word here. I will draw just a couple more cards for you. Let's see if anything else shows up. Is there anything else showing up for my pile twos? Anything else that they need to know about? We have 3 cards. Look at this. We have Temperance, which is the card of balance, and you have balance out of balance, and you have the card of Temperance coming in, creating balance. You then have the 3 of Wands, which is a card where you can look forwards. It's a turning point. And you have the card of Judgment. This is indicating to me, because sometimes it just does indicate judgment. Maybe you are judging yourself. Maybe somebody else has been judging you. But the judgment can change. I think some form of judgment is changed. If any of you are involved in a contract and you feel that it's not dealing you a fair outcome, I think it will change. Demonstrating to you, if your wish is to get through something or to find a contract that will give you what you need, or however that might be, I think despite your fears and concerns that it's not going to go well for you, something will happen that will be like a miracle, and you'll get the contract or the deal that you need and desire. The outcome will be as you wish. It will be balanced, it will be fair, it will enable you to look ahead. Whatever lack is sitting within you, this is a new moon that is bringing about a month of transition and change, where your storyline, your perspective, is turned around completely, which is absolutely awesome. I'm sorry that whatever may be going on for you, it's feeling like you have to burn your bridges, or there's something that's not okay, or there's something you feel as a wish that it isn't going to work out, or you feel that it can't work out. But this is suggesting a fabulous outcome, and that it is already written. So something is going to happen that aligns you to the outcome that has already been decided and sits in the Akashic Library. My beautiful pile 2, this is your reading. Thank you so much, dear ones, for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing. And don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon as well if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. I will be doing a lot of readings that are connected to the astrological happenings, because there's just so much going on. And, you know, this really is a time of transition that is a once in a lifetime changes. I will put the link to my readings about Saturn moving into Aries, because they are very, very relevant to us at this moment in time. And I will be doing another set of readings about Saturn joining Neptune as well. So, you know, watch this space. Tons and tons of love, and my beautiful pile 2. I look forward to seeing you again really, really soon. And I think this is a magnificent turnaround. You know, Jira is a rune of harvest. So I think this can happen actually for you. I really do. But yeah, something will happen to create an indisputable change of perspective that shows you that this can happen. However that lands or arrives with you. Tons of love, pile 2. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. You have Seek the Truest Self, you have a beautiful little fox, and you have Gibbous, which is a gift. Sometimes the rune of partnership. Now, I am seeing this, and it's this one here. What can you do? Can we have practical advice? What can you do to assist your manifestations, to make a wish come true? How can the new moon and the energy of this new moon assist you? I'm going to draw from the Akashic Tarot as well as your oracle cards and see what we are shown. I'm seeing this one, these two, this one, and these two. Okay, well these, gosh, more than that. Well, let's go with it. Whatever comes through, it's going to be right. You have the domicile moon abundance. That's pretty cool. In fact, very, very cool. You also have moon set releasing. You have magical blessings, and you have lost and found. Oh, this is so fascinating. Seek the truest self. Look at the mask being removed. Now, this card does actually speak about sometimes like recovery from trauma and that kind of thing. But I feel as though lost and found, what was once lost is about to be found. Thanks to the lost and found fairy, sometimes she can help us find things we never even realised we'd lost. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. Releasing. What is released so that you can then receive? Is there a release that is needed? If there's something that you can do, a practical, pragmatic thing, maybe. I spoke in, if for those of you that, if you didn't watch the first part of these readings, of the moon month energy update, at a full moon we can release. Literally, we can do a ceremony, we can release in order to receive. With the fox, foxes are unbelievably adaptable. They can actually kind of transform really quite quickly. You know, we have here in the UK, we have two really distinct different breeds of fox now. We have the rural fox, which is the wild fox that has always lived in the countryside. And now we have urban foxes as well that live in cities. And they're actually really distinctly different. Within a few generations, they've really radically changed to adapt to their environment. I feel you have had to adapt. I actually think, I think you have had to adapt to something, which is why that energy of almost like responding to a trauma came. Some of you may even have experienced something that was traumatic, and if that is the case, I am deeply, deeply sorry. And I'm really, really would not wish that to happen. But I think this is completing. There's a turnaround. There's an ending, a releasing, and abundance is coming in. If you are simply waiting for something, something is to, but there is something that you have been maybe even you have been working on your inner self. And this is this point where you find yourself, literally, even though you didn't know you hadn't, kind of thing. Why else are we shown here? Birth. Yes, look at this. Wow. You have the card of birth. So this is a new beginning. An absolute new beginning. Okay. I feel a bit like you've kind of done the work, if I'm truly honest. I feel that's what I'm being shown here. We have the Four of Forces, which is the Spring Autumn card, and we have the Spring being in the upright position. We have Intricacies and Industry, Seven of Scrolls. We have Initiation and the Count Saint Germain. We have the now this is interesting. We have the Eight of Scrolls, which is Paths Unknown. We have the Divine Physician, Setting Your Course. And then the Oracle of Delphi. I can't believe that this card has actually come out in every single one of these readings. Talk about being guided. I mean, wow. Absolute wow. Wow, and more wow. This is a moon month of profound guidance, which is there. There's so much astrology happening, so much big planetary stuff going on. I will, by the way, put a link to the Saturn into Aries readings in case you haven't connected with them yet. But, you know, very powerful time. For you, my pile 3, I think there is literally, because we have birth, we have paths unknown, initiation, the divine healing, setting your course. I mean, wow, spring. I think there's an opening being given to you. It may be right in front of you already. In which case, you will probably already know. Well, I'm sure you will already know what that is. In which case, this is giving you the thumbs up to go down that road, to do it. But if you are sitting here and thinking, wow, you know, this, I have my greatest wish that I'm setting this wish at this new moon and I don't know how it's going to manifest. Well, absolutely a pathway will be opened for you. Now, the pathway connects to healing. There is a release and a completion of something, as well as an opportunity being offered to you. It's like one door closes, another door opens. Something is let go of, and literally it's like you walk from one to another. It would be like if you made a decision metaphorically to leave something behind, and you close that door, and the moment you close that door, as if by magic, another one opens. Let's say you just think, I cannot stay in this job any longer, I can't do this any longer, or I can't keep going with this particular pathway I'm on any longer, and you make that decision, and you hand in your notice, or you do whatever you were going to do, and it feels like a major risk, but you've got to be true to yourself, and you know it. The moment you do that, up pops another job offer, or up pops another opportunity. You literally put it, you press send on your email to hand in your resignation, and literally ping, you get back an email from somebody saying, oh, we were wondering if you might be available. You know, we'd love, you know, we want to headhunt you or something. It's literally side by side. It's one thing closes, the next door opens, as if by magic. Hence, you know, abundance and release. I think this is truly a magical moment. And not only is it a magical new beginning, but I think it's quite grand. Like, as in, it's quite a big wish. I don't think it's like a little wish. I think it's a big wish, because intricacies and industry this is a grand design. This is a cathedral in the making. So I don't think it's a small blessing. I think it's probably quite a big one, like the job of your dreams, or I don't know, maybe the partner of your dreams, or the, you know, cash arrives, and it wouldn't be like winning £2.50. It would be like winning a greater amount of money if you were living in lack. But there is something here about letting go of something as well. Simultaneously, you close a door, so it's not just like a win. You close a door, the next is offered or opened for you. I love that we see that massive, massive shift. I really love it. It would be like if you're just hurt by something and you just think, do you know what? I'm letting it go. I'm just letting it go. I'm not dwelling in that anymore. And you're absolutely resolute. And then, you know, I don't know, maybe you were, let's say you were hurt by somebody, literally a door opens, you meet someone and you get talking, and it's amazing, and you would never have believed yourself to be in that position. There is adaptability, and it's fast. This is bringing about a fast change, which is why I think we have the fox energy here for you. I'm going to draw more cards. Excuse me. I almost, see, look at that. I took an intake of breath and it almost went down the wrong way. But it was like it was sudden, you know, unexpected. Yes. Yeah. Something new. Wow. And it's a big new. It's a big new. And yeah, I think there will be adaptability, flexibility required. I think change is coming from this, but it's change in terms of abundance. So it's happiness, it's joy, it's desire, it's the stuff you want, it's the magical blessing, it's the thing you never knew. For some of you, it literally is. It's like you never even knew that you could have it because you didn't even know about it. And yet it's arrived. And here it is. Paths unknown. Right. You didn't know you were, I think you didn't know you could feel that good. Okay, look at that. As we have the card of disappointment coming up here, the Five of Cups. May we kindly ask for more information. What is being let go of and what is coming? Or how is this occurring? We have this and this. What is being let go of and what is occurring? What's arriving? What is the blessing? May we kindly ask for more information for pile 3. May we kindly ask for more information for pile 3. Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups and the 7 of Swords, and then we have the Star. Then we have the Knight of Cups. Then we have the 2 of Pentacles and the Emperor. Wow. This is a serious upgrade with the energy of the Emperor. Yeah, this is big. Or put it this way, if it's not big in its beginning, it's the beginning of something that will be big. That's what we can see here. But my goodness me, it does arrive literally as you walk away from something. You know, with the 5 of Cups, it is a card of disappointment. And the 7, we kind of almost, not exactly stealthily move away, but we choose to leave tactfully sometimes. We just choose to come away. It's, for some of you, somebody who, yeah, as I said, a situation or someone that didn't leave you feeling too good exits. I think this is largely, though, your own personal choice. It's this release. But through releasing something, through the letting go, through something departing, suddenly up pops your North Star, your new direction. The Knight of Cups, whether this is your energy embracing this new pathway that you will love and it's beginning. Look at this, you see your ship comes in with this Two of Pentacles, and look at this. You know, we have two ships. This is a big ship. You know, the little one is the one that you leave behind. Maybe you have a dream or a wish or a desire, and this is going to be so much bigger than your original desire was, your original wish was, so much bigger, so much better. Your ship comes in, and this is a major upgrade of some part of your life. It is something you have wished for, I think, because it's connected to your wishes and your intentions. The thing that you can do here is to easily release whatever is departing, or easily choose to say goodbye. You know, don't get stuck on it or hung up on it. If something is departing your world, just thank it for departing, and then open yourself to receive. If something isn't feeling right, be true to yourself. The moment you say, I'm so sorry, this isn't right for me, what is right will arrive. Literally, one door closes, another one opens. I'm very blown away by this. I really am. I think you're going to need to think on your feet. I wouldn't be hanging around when this opportunity arrives. Can you see here? We even have a little fox just down here. I'm just going to show this to you because we have a fox. Can you see the little fox just standing behind her? The pathway will be really lit up for you. I would also say, I think for some of you, if there is an offer of something and there is some element within you that is just a little bit wibbly wobbly about it, even though the path looks so bright and beautiful and inviting, but you're a bit wibbly wobbly because you're like, ooh, what if it goes wrong? This reading is here to dispel that, and the thing to let go of is any self-doubt and any hesitancy. This is suggesting that you jump on board with this. You seize it and you go with it. It's going to be in itself a healing experience. I love this. You can set your course. It's time to set your course, to go for gold, to dream, to trust and know that this is a very big opportunity. It's not small, it's big. And however it lands with you, it is an absolute blessing and an absolute gift. And it either comes because you say no to something, or because you're true to yourself, therefore you say no and you release something, or as it presents itself, rather than lingering, you act quickly and you absolutely let go of anything within you that might block you from grasping this and running with it. Pile 3, this is your reading. I'm thrilled for you, truly, truly thrilled. I'm sending you all the love in the world. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for checking out. For those of you who've checked out the moon, the moon updates, I hope they're helpful to you. If you haven't, you may wish to, but if hopefully the reading is giving you what you need in terms of information. What an amazing new moon this is. So hold that bigger vision, Pile 3. Thank you all of you who are subscribing, because that really helps the channel. Thank you all of you who give back through the super thanks, and all of you who support the channel in various ways. In fact, just by being here, you support the channel. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing, for those of you who've been signing up to my tarot course, I hope to see you in our community event tomorrow. If you're watching this as I upload it, beautiful souls, tons and tons and tons of love.